Welcome to Surrounded by Sports. I'm your host, Kevin Perkins. I'm here with Joey Nieves. And if you watched the show, you saw him a couple of weeks ago talking about the beginning of basketball season. Now we're going to talk about the stretch run today. It's going to be a hoops-centric show. Joey is a multiple-time Coach of the Year. He coached Milton last year, which gives him insight into the best team in the area so far.
Oh, yeah,
and
they really are.
They're steamrolling ahead towards the playoffs, and that's what we're going to talk about is who's steamrolling towards the playoffs, who's got work to do, who's having a good year, all that good stuff. Joey, first of all, thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for having me, man. I know we did the first episode a couple weeks ago, and when you asked me to come back, I was excited, man. I'm glad we're building this relationship. And
yeah,
just like you do, I love talking hoops.
Yeah.
And it's been a good year for me to kind of step back and be able to watch other teams do it and other coaches do it. So
yeah.
I'm happy to be here and talk about it.
Appreciate it. Okay, I need to say, too, it was WEAR, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Joey got to do a game with Dan Shugart, who, if you're not from around here, you may not know Dan Shugart, but he has been the sports guy here. I was in high school, I think, when he came into the area. So we're talking 35, 40 years. He is a local legend. He's a fantastic pro. What was it like working with him calling basketball last week?
Oh, man, it was amazing, to be honest with you. We was able to kind of meet up and drive to the game together.
Oh, wow.
And just be able to talk with him on the way there and on the way home. It was just special.
Yeah.
You know, just the way he kind of told some stories and things like that. I told him, one of the stories he told me was about John Wooden when Dan was a student at UCLA.
Yeah.
And, man, that story gave me goosebumps. And I just enjoyed my time with him and being able to call that game, which was a great game. If you didn't watch it, you got to go back and watch it. Came down to the last-second shot. But learned a lot. Was amazed at just how much of a professional he was. And all the things he did before going on air. Mm-hmm. And it was just a great experience.
Right. I was somewhere for an announcement. I don't know if it was a recruiting announcement or if it was a coaches being hired announcement. And we were in the lobby of a school together. And I don't know him well, but I think he was just kind of just thinking out loud. And he was like, man, this stuff has come a long way. So when I first started doing this, recruits, you'd be lucky if they just made an announcement. And now when a recruit does something, it's on ESPN and all of a sudden he was talking about how far it's all come, and it's always neat to be around somebody with a wealth of knowledge like that.
So much.
Right.
So much.
But that's not what we're going to talk about today. After the break, we're going to talk about Pensacola basketball, Panhandle basketball with Joey Nieves. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in 2 seconds.
You are watching Surrounded by Sports, the podcast hosted by Kevin Perkins. This show emphasizes how sports and life intersect while showcasing the Gulf Coast. And now, Surrounded by Sports.
Welcome back. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, McCory Homes, Faust Builders, Sideline Sports Bar, and Restaurant. There will be opportunities to help sponsor the shows and help me feed my habit, which is searching out how sports and life intersect, especially in the Panhandle. We're going to start this episode, Joey, talking about Booker T, Jade Brown, 200 wins.
Yeah, and before we do that,
Yeah.
this guy is covering high school sports in the area.
Oh, thank
we
you.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
One way you can support right now is by stop what you're doing, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you're following this gentleman on all social media platforms.
Thank you so much. I'm on X, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and of course the YouTube channel, which you're watching this entire episode. Man, thank you for that.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
that,
Yes,
man.
sir. Now let's go into Jay Brown.
Yes, 200.
Yeah,
200.
200 wins.
What an accomplishment.
Big time. Big time.
Right.
She's obviously, if you're from this area and you've been coaching any sport, it doesn't matter what sport, you know who Jay Brown is.
Yes, sir.
She's
she's AD.
AD,
Right.
AD, athletic director. So being able to kind of do that job and then also coach these girls at a high level just tells you about her work ethic and the time she puts into her program. But that's a big time accomplishment.
I tell you what, have you ever gotten to watch her practice?
Not yet. No.
See,
Hopefully she invites me over. I'll come.
You're a geek like me. When I start going to practices, I'm going to hit you with a text and see if you want to come.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I love to watch practice more than I do the game sometimes. And I know that's weird, but the way she runs a practice, and you can see her grooming her assistants to be head coaches, and you can see the work ethic that she is instilling in everyone that's involved in Booker T basketball. And to think about this, she takes over a program that has legendary coaches there, right?
Yep.
And they think enough of her. You're talking about gold medalists went to Washington High School. You're talking about one of the greatest linebackers that ever lived went to Washington High School. And they think enough of her that they said, why don't you run the entire program?
Yeah, that's right.
Every sport.
So much history there.
Yeah.
So many great athletes, so many great teams.
Yes.
And you're right, for her to be the one leading it now with the new generation, I think honestly is a perfect fit for her and for the school. But, the best head coaches do what she's doing in regards to preparing her assistants to become future head coaches. Yeah. And our area is going to be better for it.
Absolutely. Also, now let's get to the team. Shemaya Francis, who had an injury last year that slowed her down a little bit early in the season. They don't, as of this recording, I think they will have played one game when this comes out. They're 12-3 right now. I think 2 of the 3 they lost, maybe all of they lost before Shemaya was playing and or as she was progressing to get better. You can see by the scores in the games that they've lost that the teams they play are trying to stop. They're utilizing the fact that there's no shot clock. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no doubt. And
it says 23, 29, that kind of jump.
There were low scoring games. But in the 3 games that they lost, they only lost by a total of 4 points. Yeah. 1 point to Niceville, 1 point to Biloxi, and I think it was 2 points to McGill-Tulane. Right. So very close games. Still could have gone the other way. But they're number 1 in the district, number 2 in the region. No, number 1 in the district and region, number 2 overall in 5A. So definitely not only one of the best teams in the area, but one of the best teams in the States.
Right. Now, Jada Clarity is, if you get to watch them play, she's going to be one of the people with the ball in her hands a lot. She's quick. She's fast. She can get her shot. They have multiple players that can get their shot when they want. They can play inside out or they can play outside in. They can drive and kick. They shoot well. They play good defense. They are a pleasure to watch. Now, the shocker around here, I don't know, shocker's the wrong word, but a senior-heavy team over in Navarre is 16-2.
Yeah, big time.
And that's crazy. And I guess I got to get Brian Lester from Navarre, the Navarre Press, on to talk to me about that a little bit. What do you know about them?
Well, Navarre, they're 16-2, number 1 in the district, number 3 in the region. But listen to this, 6A Region 1, okay, it's probably the toughest region in the state. They have the number 3, 4, 5, and 7 team in the state. Decoy Creek, Niceville, Navarre, Lake Howell. So, but before they get to the regional play, they got to get through district play. Right. Which is also a tough district. Right. So you have Navarre, Niceville, right, which are the top 2 dogs.
Niceville, who beat the best team. Correct. In there. Yeah, right.
So you got the top 2 dogs in the area right now in 6A. And then but you also have teams like Milton and Pace who are tough outs, and I'm sure there's a few others that I probably didn't mention. Right, right. But I say all that to say this: they're having a great year. Right. They're led by Jalea Jones, who's a sophomore.
14.6.
14.6 a game. Yeah. 7 rebounds a game. Right. So she you could tell she's playing hard. Right. They got a senior by the name of Malia Bramer. That's definitely helping them out. But to go 16-2, you're going to have to do it with more than just 2 girls. Right. I'm sure they have other great role players surrounding those 2. And but if they could get out of district, and whoever gets out of this region, it's going to have a pretty good chance to win the state. But it's going to be very competitive. Right.
It's also good, when you have a lot of seniors that get their roles and know what they need to be doing. and then you have a young player. It's kind of like you have this neat new life in the middle of, everything. It should be good. It should be good. Also, just a shout out to Brian Lester. He follows Navarre. He covers Navarre sports in all of Santa Rosa County very well. But if you want to follow him on any of his social medias or the Navarre Press, they can let you know a little bit more about them. Another surprising school is Ralph Mims's Lead Academy. Ralph Mims is a former Florida State basketball player. He played in Europe extensively. He is a fascinating guy and a heck of a basketball coach, evidently. You know a little bit about Lead Academy. You started the program there.
Yeah, we talked about it last time in the episode.
Right.
Lead Academy is almost like a home to me.
Yeah.
My kids attend school there. And, I think they've been real blessed to have good coaches come through there. And now they have A.J. Ward on the boys' side.
Right.
And Ralph Mims on the girls' side.
Right.
And Ralph Mims has always been known as a really good trainer. He trained a lot of kids in the area.
Ralph Mims Academy, right?
Ralph Mims, the Ralph Mims training lab.
That's right.
And he's built a lot of great relationship with parents and kids in the area. And now he's turned that love for training into coaching. And he's done a really good job this year. They're 10-1, number one in the district, number one in the region. I really don't see anyone in the district touching them. Region is going to be a little bit tougher, but I think they also got a really good chance to get out of region play and head over to Jacksonville and Final Four.
Have you gotten to see them play?
Yes, I've gotten to see them play.
It's a pleasure, isn't it?
Yes, they play hard. Every girl on that team is coachable.
Yeah.
They have an 8th grader.
The 8th grader's leading them.
Leading them 28 points a game.
8th grader, 28 points a game.
Bryce Burkett.
Bryce Burkett, yeah.
She's amazing. She plays with a good pace. She has a lot of energy. She can score in different ways, outside, inside.
Right.
And then we got the big girl in the post, Olivia Pierce.
Yep.
Who's also
19 points a game.
19 points a game. So you have two girls, one doing it on the perimeter, one doing it inside.
Right.
And that's going to be a tough team to beat. So it's almost. I'm probably getting out of hand here, but it's almost like a Kobe and Shaq type situation on the girls' side.
It's got a little. Well, the other thing I found that was interesting, right, is because I watched them last week, and in the first half there was a lot of perimeter passing and a ton of jump shots, and they were making them and they were in the lead. But then in the second half, they flipped the script and they started playing inside out. And then they also were doing driving and kicking, which was just a different style of offense. And as you know, being able to play multiple ways is interesting. And also what was interesting to me was the only time I heard Ralph say anything that was even close to, he was never like overly firm or anything. But the only thing I thought was interesting was not Burkett, not Pierce, but another girl had passed up an open look on the perimeter. And he said, look, you got to shoot it.
Yeah.
And you could tell that's one of the ways they want to play is with pace, right? So they want to take the first good look they get, and he made sure that she knew, look, even, I don't know if he was thinking this, but even if you're not one of them, you got to open look, you can knock it down.
Yeah, when you look at a coach, you could tell one of the great characteristics of a good coach is instilling confidence in their players.
Right.
There's a lot of coaches that could sometimes take that away by not allowing certain kids to shoot the ball. Ralph is the opposite. Right. If you're open, he wants you to shoot it. And this team that they have with these girls, I mean, you look at Bryce and you look at Olivia, but man, they're really good. They have the Harrell girls there.
Yeah.
Emily and Sophia, who are really good basketball players.
And have been in the system.
They've been in the system growing up. You have Cameron Lay, who's also been in the system. Really good basketball player. They have a transfer by the name of Adriana Stevens. Like, this team is pretty loaded from top to bottom. And then you have a few middle school girls right now on that team.
Yeah, which is the trick to being at lead. That's possible.
Yeah, it is possible. It's a K through 12 school.
And highly unlikely to be as good as they are.
Correct. And with Florida high school, they allow 7th to 12th grade girls to play on the team if you're a K through 12 school.
Right.
But even these middle school girls that's on that team are
Yeah.
skilled, can shoot the ball.
Right.
So the future is bright there. Ralph is doing a great job.
Yeah.
But I will say this: outside of the offense that they play really good defense.
Mm-hmm.
They're scrappy.
Yeah.
They're scrappy.
Yeah, they get in front.
They get after it, and it's really fun to watch.
I agree. Is there any other teams on the girls' side you want to talk about?
Obviously there's some out there in Okaloosa like Niceville.
Yeah. Then Niceville had a transfer that comes in that can shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to me that Navarre did get them the other day, though.
Yes.
It kind of legitimizes what Navarre
Yep.
is doing, which
But-
you shouldn't have to. 16-2, 16-2.
Yeah, but it's really just cool to see. You have a 6A team
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of success. You have a 5A team in Booker T. Washington with a lot of success.
Right.
And now we have a 1A team
Lead.
with lead with a lot of success. And don't sleep on J High School. Those girls are pretty good too.
Right.
And but you going back to Brian Lester and covering Santa Rosa County, he does a really good job covering both the guys and the girls.
Absolutely.
So I have a special place in my heart for Brian.
Right.
Because when I was at Lee starting the program,
Right.
he was one of the ones that never looked down on us. He gave us the time of day, came and covered our school. But he, covering those teams allow us to kind of know what's happening out there with those things.
Absolutely. Brian's the best. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and then when we're done with that break, we're going to come back. We're going to talk about the men's side of basketball. We're going to talk about Milton with former Milton coach. We're going to talk about Booker T, Gulf Breeze, PHS, Pensacola Catholic, and more after the break. And welcome back again. McCory Homes, Faust Builder, Sideline Sports Bar and Restaurant. Thank you so much for sponsoring us. We're in Sideline Sports Bar and Restaurant, as this is my home away from home, as I'm a manager here, and also he has been kind enough to help me feed my habit of finding out how sports and life intersect with a lean towards the Panhandle. Stop, like, subscribe, comment. If you have ideas for people I should talk to, DM me on Instagram, X, get in touch with me, Surrounded by Sports, kp@gmail.com. Back to you, back to men's basketball.
By the way, last time I was here,
Yeah,
and we did episode 1
Yeah.
together.
yeah,
Off camera, we was able to have lunch together.
yes.
And if you haven't been here and tried their food, you need to come. You will not be disappointed. Trust me.
I tell you what, this guy might have to be here every week. He's doing great. But that is true. That is true.
No, that's true. That's not.
Yeah,
I'm not just blowing smoke. That is true. The food was really good.
Right. It's tough on me to keep my weight barrier walking around here.
I understand.
But men's basketball, Milton High School, 15-2, 6A, 5-0 in the district. Have you noticed differences between what Matt Anderson is doing and how you were coaching him? And I don't mean that as a me versus that type
No,
thing.
no, not at all. It's never going to be that.
Right.
With me and Matt Anderson,
You root for Milton anyway.
I root for Milton.
Right.
I'm super happy, and I feel blessed that a guy like him was able to come in after me and elevate the program even more. And they're playing at a really, really high level. Matt Anderson is a veteran coach.
Yeah.
He's proven himself.
Been successful.
He doesn't have to prove himself any more than what he's done in the past already.
Mm-hmm.
But the kids at Milton, they're blessed to have him. They're 15-2, number 1 in the district.
Right.
Number 1 in the not in the region. Yeah, they're number 4 in the region, and 8th in the state.
And they're probably better than that.
They're really good, man.
Yeah.
And this is nothing against the teams in our area. There's a lot of good teams in our area.
Mm-hmm.
But Milton right now kind of sets himself apart, kind of stand alone
Sure.
with what they're doing. But he's a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
And you could tell.
Right.
Because these
They're getting
kids,
after it.
even there was a game just over the weekend where the offense didn't travel,
Mm-hmm.
and the final score was 32-30. They found a way to win.
Right.
because defense was there.
Right.
So really excited to watch what he's doing and what the kids are doing, and they're a lot of fun to watch.
What makes Sergio and Mateo Robinson so special, the seniors over there?
Well,
Along with Caden Cooper.
you know, luckily for me, like, I got to know them.
Yeah.
And what makes them special is just their character and just who they are as human beings.
Good families.
Good families, man. Great kids, great teammates. You know, they really do care about their teammates. They really do care about what they do on and off the court. So now, you know, you take that and then mingle it in with being great basketball players. I think that's what makes them special.
Right.
You know, they have. I've seen those guys since they were sophomores and watched them grow to who they are today as a senior, and they could just pretty much do about anything on that court.
Right. I'm trying to remember where I was. I think I was at a summer hoops tournament over at UWF, and Coach Clarity, whose son just finished playing at Ole Miss a couple days ago, he pulled me to the side and said, those twins. And they might have been eighth grade at that point. They might not even been up to varsity, but you could tell they were working hard and they were special. Now let's real quick. I haven't done it. Isaiah Jones is the name that's been. He played wide receiver there. I'm sure he played basketball there. Do you know him well?
Yes, I know Isaiah Jones pretty well.
Yeah, good guy.
Great guy.
I want to talk about every now and then talk about an assistant coach too. You know, obviously he's an integral part of what they do there.
Yeah, we could always talk about Jay Brown. We could always talk about Matt Anderson. We could always talk about, you know, all these head coaches in the area.
Right.
But every head coach would tell you they're not doing it by themselves.
Right.
You always have great help around you. And Isaiah, when I was there, he served, and he's serving now as a freshman coach. So it's always good to have a guy on your staff that these kids know in the community and look up to.
Right.
Because now they're all coming in and wanting to play for him, and he takes that to heart. You know, he played football.
Sure. At the college level.
At the college level, Florida State, Southern Miss.
Yeah.
And now he coaches football.
Yeah.
But he also played basketball in high school, and he loves it.
Yeah.
So it's always neat having a guy like that on staff.
Right.
He cares about the kids. He cares about the program.
Right.
He graduated from Milton. So having a guy like that, man, it's just really, really good.
Vital to having a program.
Vital. When you get a job, you look for guys like that. You know, a guy that's plugged into the community, really cares, maybe graduated from the school. So, man, those are all bonuses that he brings to the table, and he does a good job with it.
Good deal.
And before we move on to the next one,
go ahead.
you know, Milton sits at 15-2, but they have Niceville, Pensacola, Tate, Fort Walton Beach, and Gulf Breeze the next 5 games. So they're going to be tested here in the next 5 games. And I'm curious to see how that goes for them. We all talk about Sergio, Mateo, Coop.
Yeah, right.
Coop is the third senior that a lot of people sleep on. Right. Super talented.
Yeah.
But, man, like, they are loaded with young talent there.
Right.
You have.
It's not just upper class.
No, you have Evan Lanasa. You have Zaylen Gaines. You have Zy Hudson, who hit the game winner in Jacksonville this past weekend.
Right.
Xander Harper, Keithan Johns. There's so many sophomores coming up. A lot of people after this year is going to say, well, Milton's not going to be that good next year because these 3 seniors are leaving. I think, again, they're going to be pretty good.
They're going to be good.
Okay. They're going to be pretty good.
Yeah. I'm hoping to get to, is it Thursday, PHS versus Washington? PHS versus Milton?
Let's see here. Yes, Thursday.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to get to that one.
Niceville tonight, and then PHS Thursday.
Right, I'm going to try to get to that. It's at PHS, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the first time they met, Milton won by 18. But I watched that game. PHS was down by 4 points in the fourth quarter.
Right.
It was a closer game than what the scoreboard shows.
Right.
So, you know, PHS is going to be waiting for them at home.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you play Milton, you're going to be ready to play.
Dogfight time.
Dogfight.
Well, you know what? I was going to talk about, we'll skip to PHS and then we'll come back to something else.
Okay.
PHS 14-6, 2-0 in district. 4A. I feel like they're probably going to win that district. I feel like it's incredible what DJ's doing over there.
Yeah, man. 14-6.
Those guys are playing like dogs.
Yeah, he does.
They're getting in you.
It starts with DJ. DJ does a great job.
Yeah.
He leads them. They're 14-6, as you said,
Yeah.
third in the region. That district is pretty tough. Fort Walton Beach is pretty good this year.
Yeah, right.
And then Mike Memon down in Panama City has Bay High School
Right.
playing pretty good as well. So
I think it's funny. I didn't realize the level of athlete that goes to Bay High School until I saw them putting up so many points during football season.
yeah.
And again, you're talking about the basketball team too, is playing really well.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. They're playing. Mike is a great coach. Mike was at Choctaw before he went back home to Bay. But that's a tough district. And I think PHS has a really good shot at winning it this year. You know, if they weren't, it would have been last year the district championship game was between Fort Walton Beach and Bay, which was decided by 1 point.
Right.
But now PHS has something to say about it. And,
Right.
And they're really good, man. They're playing against Milton tonight. And, you know, Kylan Eccles is averaging 13.
Yeah.
Super athletic
shoot it
guard.
now.
He can shoot it. Super athletic. Jabari Epps averaging 10 points a game. And then you got Noah Jones, who's a super athlete as well.
I love watching Noah Jones play.
Yeah, right under 10 points
Any
a game.
sport. I love watching Noah Jones play. But we know, okay, so I went to that tournament that was over at Catholic, right? And I'll talk about this when we talk about anyway. It was interesting because Noah is physical and assertive, but not overbearing.
No.
He's just an athlete that's comfortable with who he is as a player, and he is so he doesn't miss shots. If he gets the ball down there, he gets it in the basket. I love watching that kid play.
Yeah, DJ has a really good job in playing hard. You know, they take pretty good shots, but they're relentless on offensive rebound.
Right.
They get after it.
Absolutely.
So, you know, they're going to be a tough matchup for anyone. You know, if my son didn't have a game tonight, which I know is not airing tonight, but
Yeah.
I would have been at the Milton and PHS game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we're going to talk about BT Washington a little bit. That's a team I haven't gotten the opportunity to watch play. Obviously, Dwayne Lewis has those guys playing 7-0 in 5A, 14-3 on the year. We talked about how good that athletic department is over there. Washington is always one of the better teams around, and they tend to run 10 deep.
Yeah, you know, last year when I was blessed to win Coach of the Year,
Right.
it was co-coach of the year. The other coach was Dwayne Lewis.
Right.
And I remember my vote. I thought about Dwayne because, you know, he lost all those really good seniors, Alex and some other players that he had, and then he turns around and takes this group of freshmen and has a really good season.
Right.
And now these freshmen are now sophomores
Right.
having a really good season. I think they're 14-3, as you mentioned, and
Yeah, at the time of this airing.
yep, and they had a set of twins that was here early in the season. Unfortunately, they moved back to Mississippi,
Okay.
and they were the two leading scorers from what I remembered.
Right.
And everyone in the area said, "Oh man, those twins left." And these kids just come together, and Dwayne continues to find a way to motivate them,
Right.
get those younger kids better, and they're still winning ball games.
That's
So a lot of kudos to Coach Lewis
Right.
and what he does there. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves in the area.
right. I remember I was at a media day, and in walks Washington's whole team, and everybody was told, you know, just bring a couple folks. And Lewis said, "No, I travel with my team." Right. And I think it wound up being the kind of thing where from then on out they just told everybody just bring your old team because they
Yeah.
knew he wasn't going to do what they wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, so now to Gulf Breeze. They're 10-4 at the time of this, 3-1 in 6A D1. Ryan Otzenmeyer's their head coach. I think they're playing good. I think they're trending up. Michael Bailey's having a fine year. He's 14 a game. He's a senior. Brendan Hill, the point guard, is he's really good at getting to his spots and getting to the rim. And Bobby Yelton is a younger player, but he's having a fine run of it. And I'll tell you this, I watched their tournament as well, and Yelton was playing a kid from Tennessee that was a grown man. I don't know how old he was, but he was full grown. You know, strong, 4 years of weight room, born strong, tall, and Yelton did not. Now the kid got his, but what I liked about it was Yelton never stopped calling for the ball. He never backed down, and even though he absorbed punishment, he still kept fighting and kept giving it back. And you know, he's probably giving that guy. You know, I know he's giving the guy 4 years in the weight room.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean? And much less. I'm just really impressed when you see guys willing to keep doing it, especially young guys, because you know at some point he's not going to be a sophomore anymore.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, Bobby's his ultimate competitor, man.
Yeah. Okay.
He's really, really works hard. He's skilled. He's really good. Golf Breeze really has like what I call a three-headed monster, right? And you named them: Bailey, Hill, and Yelton is the third.
Yeah.
And Otts does a really good job with them as well, man. 10-4.
Ottensmeyer.
Yep, I call him Coach O.
Yeah, most people do. Right,
Coach O.
right. I mispronounce it 3 out of 4.
But we talked.
You know that's a problem I'm on.
Yeah. They got Fort Walton Beach tonight.
Right.
Which Golf Breeze, they're also in that 6A District 1 with Milton, Golf Breeze, Navarre.
Right.
It's just
tough.
Crestview. To me, it's always been one of the toughest districts in the area.
Yeah.
Golf Breeze have won and played in quite a bit of the district championships over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And no one's really talking about them right now. They're kind of staying under the radar.
Right.
But they're going to be a tough team come district play.
Tough out.
Yeah, they're going to be a tough out, man.
Right.
It's going to be a battle.
Right. Okay, let's talk about, we'll go to Tate and then we'll come back to Catholic. Tate is, I love watching Tate play. I love what Clyde Abney does over there. I watched them play a couple of times this year. I'm trying to remember, who's the transfer guard from Pine Forest?
Cade Calderon.
Cade Calderon. He can get the ball off the rim from just about any angle. Have you noticed that? Like he can be falling down, whatever. He can. There's a kid over at Catholic that's similar. Sam, how do you say that?
Cubido.
Okay. He's kind of similar. He can, no matter what scenario it is, it becomes a good shot at some point, right? And Tate is maybe the cleanest offensive team right now, which is so weird to say because they're always so defensive oriented. But they're gonna have to get things going a little bit to get into district and all that. But I like what they do over there, and I like this ball club especially because they do score more than they have in years past.
Yeah, I think Tate's been good for several years now, but you're right. This year's team, I think they're good at multiple positions. Cade was a big-time transfer.
Petway's a fine player.
Petway, Cooper.
Cooper's really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
And they got some. They got some other guys that has the athleticism, the size, and the skill to compete with that. Anyone.
Yeah.
I watch Tate not have a great start against Milton High School. I think they got down by as much as 24 points. Yeah. But something clicked, and they fought their way all the way back in that game to actually take the lead. And towards the end of that game, I think it ended up being a 5-point game. Right. Milton winning, but it just shows the caliber of the team that Tate has. Right. And they are right there with the best of them. Right. They're really good.
Right. I saw them play last week. It was them PHS, I think. And the interesting thing to me was both teams wanted to play fast.
Yes.
And so the first half was a blast. Now, once you get the second half, Tate had a little bit of a lead. Yep. And so they were kind of trying to slow it down a little bit. But the first half was such a blast because it was a guy getting his and then coming right back in the point guard for PHS, like Fountain, bringing it down real quick and then trying to get it into Noah and then Eccles, and then you go back the other way, and he's trying to get it to, they're trying to get it to Cooper and Petway and all that. It was really fun to watch. When teams want to, that's what I like about Leeds girls, too. They want to get up and down, and that's the fun stuff.
Yeah, I watched that game with Tate and PHS.
Yeah.
It was actually a Channel 3 game.
It was.
So like the camera guy was getting his money's worth.
Yeah.
On that night, he's really working. He was going back and forth.
Yeah, right.
But and that's how high school basketball is.
Should be.
Sometimes you could throw the records out the window.
Yeah.
Sometimes two teams just really match up well against each other.
Yeah.
It's always fun to watch.
Right. Now let's talk about Catholic high school, man. I'm going to hopefully get to sit down with Mike this week, Mike Dimmick over there at Catholic. And he emphasized to me, now they're 12-6 right now, 1-0 in 3A. He said we are trending in the right direction. I know he's a good friend. I think you hired him at Lee when you were starting those programs over there.
Yeah. I need to get, as mentioned, you always need good help.
Yeah.
He's one of the first guys I called to try to come help me.
Right, and you and he went to the same college,
Yep.
PCC?
PCC, yep. That's
Right, he
where
played
we met.
basketball there.
Yes, sir.
He's senior freshman.
Yep. Yeah, he's older than I am.
So much older.
Yeah, he's so much older than me. So, but yeah, he's a good guy, man. He's really working hard. He's always thought of Catholic as the best job in the area.
Right.
So when he got it, I was super happy for him.
Right.
And now he's just doing everything he can to help that program become what it is.
Well, I think that the environment suits, and I don't know him like you do, of course, only a few conversations, but I think the environment suits his mentality. I know kind of both of you are religious people,
Yep.
and I think that helps. But also, obviously, at Catholic, you don't have to worry about, how do I put this? There's the facilities are good. You don't have. I don't think you have to chase money like you might have to do in some other jobs. I hate to say it like that, but some other jobs are tough because there are things that you have to do other than just coaching.
Yeah, when you hear the word Catholic, right? Pensacola Catholic.
It's a private school.
Yeah, it's a private school. They have nice facilities, great football program, great baseball program.
Right.
And now the basketball program is coming along. Just as a school, they're well-rounded. They have really good academics.
Absolutely.
And they do care about their athletic facilities and how things look. So the facilities, they are really good.
And it's cool, too, that they do host a tournament over the holidays as well.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to go unless you want to. If you're a local school, you shouldn't have to pay money to go out of town to play because not every school can do that.
Correct.
Right, and to have something quality in town is good. And I know that has to be a headache for a coach to do while he's trying to coach.
Yeah.
Right, and you helping him with that, obviously.
Yeah.
You and he doing that together, obviously.
Correct.
Right. Now let's get to the ball club, though. Sam
Cubido.
16.9, fantastic player. I got the opportunity to watch him play last week. Was blown away by him, but he's not the only guy there.
No, they have a pretty well-balanced team. You have Sam, you have Keelan, you have Gully, you have Jaden. I don't know if Jaden's back yet, but he's up for the wrist and injury. You have a couple other role players there. They're well-rounded. I think they're in 3A, if I'm not mistaken.
They are 3A.
Yeah, they're 3A. So, they're going to be competing for a district championship this year.
Right.
But it starts with Sam. And there are a few other guys there where can also step up and have big games.
Well, like you said, it starts with him, and he can get his shot whenever he wants. But the beautiful thing is, if a guy isn't selfish and he can play like that, then everybody else gets open looks.
No doubt. And
or tip-backs and things like that.
Yeah, and that's something that, even talking to Mike, he that's what, regardless of which team he's coaching, he always wants his players to be unselfish. And he preaches that, and he teaches that. He just wants them to make the right play.
Right.
And you can see that in his team this year, and Sam as well. Sam just makes the right play.
Right.
And that, kind of blessed to have players like that.
That's why point guards coach.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that you and Mike were both point guards.
We were, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can see running your team through that guy in a way that it is important, because okay, he can make the game easier for all of us.
Yeah, no doubt. And when you have a guy like that, or any guy, right? When you have a guy on your team that can really play, you already know that the opposing team is going to be focused,
right,
and game planning for that guy. So You got to make sure you have other guys stepping up.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, and it's beautiful when you have like what Booker T has in lady sports, the lady Tigers. I mean, she'll kill me. The lady Wildcats,
Not the Tigers.
she would kill me. When you have Francis and Clarity, when you have both a big and a guard that can get whatever they want, it makes the game so much easier for people because then you can just run to your spot and look for an open look. Now, I do want to talk to you about something that may be a little silly as we wrap this show, but you made some comments this week online.
I made some comments.
You did. But what the point to, I think it was, and I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
But I did read some comments too under something you posted about, and I won't say whose parents, but they thought that their child could be higher up in the MVP of the region discussions, all area or whatever. And a couple of things there. One, you pointed out that you can't really evaluate just based on points. The impact the player has on the team.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. And when you talk about these type of things, everyone has different opinions.
Sure.
Doesn't mean that it's wrong. Everybody just see it differently.
No.
But, as we just talked about, you can't really go by stats, right?
Right.
Nothing against, smaller schools or anything like that.
Right.
But there's kids in the area that might be averaging big time numbers at a smaller division,
right?
Or small, stuff like that.
And the way whether or not you play with pace,
yeah, correct.
That matters. Like some teams are going to shoot 25, 33s in a game. Some teams are going to shoot 10.
Yeah,
and that's going to impact how many points you score too.
Yeah, and so like my point was, numbers is not everything. From my experience, I had kids that could have averaged 28 points a game.
Yeah.
But that wasn't our style of play.
Right.
And sometimes you don't see the opposing team, playing a box to one on your best player.
Right.
Or double teaming.
Right.
So now, now they're keeping him from averaging so many points because they're focused on him.
100%.
But now everybody else is stepping up. So that guy, his job is to make other guys better.
Right.
So, when you see teams that are well balanced, I'm sure they have a guy that can average more.
Right.
That's why I'm not a big stat guy. Now, is it a part of it? Absolutely. You got to have numbers.
Right.
But it's not everything. There's other things that go into, who's the best player in the area.
Sure.
Or player of the year.
Right.
I mean, you're always going to have multiple kids that could win the award, but ultimately it comes down to one. And, those are voting on the coaches in the area that see these kids and watch film on these kids. And I just say, whoever gets it, whether it's my guy or someone else's guy, I think sometimes we have the flush in us that want to be upset about that.
Right.
But I think we should just celebrate that.
Celebrate whoever won. Right.
Whoever wins, it doesn't matter.
Another thing is too, if you're on a ball club, like let's say the Washington boys, it's going to be a little harder for you to be the MVP of the region because you got a whole bunch of good teammates.
Yeah.
And everybody's role is to score.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas if you're on a different team where, the point here is to throw the ball into you and you score, then, it's completely different. The games are played completely differently. So it's really hard. And who votes on this?
Oh, the head coaches in the area.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a good thing. Because you have two different versions, right? You have the P&J thing where you vote every week, and it's literally a fan poll.
Yeah, it's a fan poll, yeah.
And that's cool because people can get out and vote for their kid.
Yeah.
Right? But then also you have people that watch film and see and know, because if I'm a coach, I know who I have to try to take away. And that's the MVP.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt.
All right, man. Thank you for spending your day with me.
Yes,
Appreciate you this morning, man.
Always, man.
Folks, this is Surrounded by Sports. I'm Kevin Perkins. This is Joey Nieves. And we are excited about the stretch run of Panhandle Hoops in the area. Thank you for watching. Thank you, McCory Homes, Faust Builders, Sideline Sports Bar and Restaurant, for helping me figure out how sports and life intersect. And folks, stop, like, subscribe. Appreciate you now. Thank you very much. We good?
Good, man.
Yeah.